So y'all need to go follow Wikizilla on YouTube because they have really cool videos like this. All right, y'all, are you ready? Are you ready?
Hey Kaiju fans, I'm Cooper, and today we'll be taking a look at the lovable guardian of the Azumis, King Caesar.
I love King Caesar's design, by the way. I love King Caesar's design. It's really good.
King Caesar debuted in the 1974 film Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla as the slumbering, mountain-dwelling guardian deity of Okinawa who helped Godzilla even the odds against his mechanical doppelganger. He was brought back as part of the ensemble monster cast of the Big G's 50th anniversary movie, Godzilla Final Wars.
Yep, here we go.
As a pawn of the Sicilians who coordinated with Rodan and Anguirus for a kaiju-sized soccer match. With his prismatic eyes and brick-like skin, anatomical drawings of King Caesar published in licensed materials over the decades disagree on whether he is an organic creature or an artificial one. For instance, this diagram,
he looks like a dog mixed with a rabbit and a lizard.
His body as being made up of golden
There's a reason for his design.
Body reinforcements,
they'll go into detail about it soon, but there's a reason why King Caesar looks the way he does.
Unleashed seems to concur, describing its version of Caesar as a living capacitor with internal batteries that run on solar power and the energy absorbed from the beams of his opponents. King Caesar's primary inspiration is the Shisa, after which he is named, guardian lion statues of Okinawan mythology said to ward off evil spirits. Toho SFX movies' authentic visual
it's actually supposed to be Shisa, right. King Shisa, yes.
Based on Caesar in universe. Their connection is a little lost in translation, however. Toho originally went for the English name King Caesar before arriving on Caesar, taking advantage of the fact that its rendering in Japanese is only one character off from Shisa.
Interesting.
King Caesar was adapted from an earlier character, King Volgan, proposed by Hiroyasu Yamaura and
this movie.
In the 1973
This movie, by the way, Shodan and Zanpamisaki, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. This movie went through so many different changes and iterations. Part of me is really curious to see if they had stuck with the original script, how that would have gone. Honestly.
For Showdown in Zanpamisaki, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Described as glowing bronze and having golden scales and dog-like ears, most of Caesar's traits were in place from his inception. Akihiko Iguchi, who also designed Mechagodzilla, solidified King Caesar's design, referencing images of Shisa. While real Shisa are traditionally depicted on all fours, Iguchi decided to make
the guardian deities of Okinawa, the Shisa.
King Caesar was portrayed by Kenichi Kasumi under the stage name Mamoru Kasumi, who also played Anguirus in the film. Nobuyuki Yasumaru was in charge of making
Why are there so many fire trucks running down my street right now? Jesus Christ.
Sculpting the head. While the suit mostly stayed true to Iguchi's design, the scales on his thighs are extended to cover his whole legs, which Iguchi felt missed the point of using them as accents.
Fair.
Goat mohair, ordered from a specialty shop, was used for Caesar's fur, while his eyes were made from car tail lights. A mechanism was installed in the head to allow the monster's ears to move up and down.
I love that detail. I love how they made an entire mechanism just to control his ears. It's so good. It's so good.
Used in wide shots of him sleeping. 3 decades later, King Caesar returned to the big screen for Godzilla Final Wars. A favorite of director Ryuhei Kitamura, the monster was lightly redesigned by Shinji Nishikawa. Nishikawa drew Caesar's head larger at the request of Kitamura, though this was not kept in his on-screen appearance. Of the finished product, Nishikawa commented that he found its head to be surprisingly small. The new King Caesar suit was produced by Kakusei Fujiwara of modeling company Monsters Inc. under the supervision of its president, Shinichi Wakusa.
I actually really like the Final Wars version of King Caesar.
And like its predecessor, it was given the
It's a really nice suit.
Its ears.
It's a really cool design.
In the film, King Caesar was made to be lightweight, allowing for more dynamic fight choreography.
There we go.
Killing Caesar, Anguirus, and Rodan with his atomic breath, but he spares them in the final cut, likely a nod to his
Why does the suit have a lot of ass? I don't know. I don't know know why King Caesar is so caked up. Don't ask me.
When a hidden cave was unearthed in Okinawa, archaeologist Sayako Kanagasuku was sent to investigate and discovered a statue of King Caesar, once the guardian of the royal family of the Azumi tribe in the kingdom of Ryukyu. Furthermore, she found that the walls of the cave
Hail to the king,
prophecy.
baby. Exactly.
When a black mountain appears above the clouds,
it's got a whole ass bakery
to destroy the world. But when the red moon sets and the sun rises in the west, two monsters will appear to save the people. Little did Sayako know that the evil Black Hole Planet 3 aliens had sent their agent Yanagawa to recover the statue before it could be used to awaken King Caesar. Yanagawa twice
a lot of the
tried
old
to steal
Showa
the
films
statue,
involve like
only to be
kaiju
foiled
and
by
also
Keisuke
alien
Shimizu,
invasions.
and finally shot and killed by Interpol agent Nanbara. When Sayako and Shimizu realized the statue,
it's just a trope of the Showa era at this rate.
To awaken the
it
guardian
really
monster.
is.
They were nearly forced to hand the statue over to the aliens, who had taken Azumi descendant Nami and her grandfather hostage, but Nanbara's partner Tamura quickly arrived and gunned down the aliens. The statue was placed on a rooftop as the sun appeared to rise in the west via a mirage, after which sunlight shone on it, and it fired a beam that blasted open a hole in the cliffside. Inside the cliff rested King Caesar, who had to be awoken by a direct descendant of the Azumi family. Nami approached the beach and sang
this old
the
Showa era
prayer,
acting is just something. It sure is,
after
Super.
which the guardian
It
beast
sure
burst
is.
free of the cliff. Mechagodzilla had just been launched by the aliens and was ordered to destroy King Caesar. The guardian monster fought bravely against the
I
mechanical
unironically
dreadnought,
love
but was
the
soon
old
outmatched.
Showa era Mechagodzilla suit.
Godzilla surfaced from the sea and came ashore for a rematch
Can
with
I
his mechanical
can I
cheat
just
codes.
say I unironically love the old Showa era Mechagodzilla suit. I'm a sucker for like exposed grating and rivets and like really like tactile details like that. It's so fucking good. Segata Sanshiro, best Showa actor. I mean, honestly, yeah, it's the same actor who played the OG Kamen Rider. You know he's gonna do a good job.
Together, Godzilla and Caesar were able to withstand Mechagodzilla's onslaught of weapons and deal damage to the machine. Mechagodzilla attempted a hasty retreat, but Godzilla called upon his newfound magnetic powers to pull his Godzilla into the Guardian monster.
I forgot this is also the era where they would just give Godzilla random abilities, like he can control magnetic waves now. Yeah. Guess what? He can control electromagnetic waves now, I guess, somehow. Don't worry about it. It just works.
Delivered a series of strikes as Godzilla held Mechagodzilla still. With the machine helpless, Godzilla proceeded to rip its head off and destroy it. Mechagodzilla soon self-destructed along with the alien's base. This purpose served, King Caesar promptly sealed himself back inside his resting place, while his statue was returned to the Azumi family.
They were doing that same thing to Superman. They were!
Giant monsters began suddenly appearing in key locations across the globe. King Caesar attacked Okinawa, but was captured by a UFO, revealed to be that of the Zillions, who sought to
Golden
save
Age
humanity
Superman had
from
some
the
weird
attacks.
things.
However, as the aliens' true colors were revealed, their newly appointed controller unleashed the monsters upon humanity. After Douglas Gordon freed Godzilla from his icy tomb in Antarctica, the king of the monsters fought the Zillions pawns across the globe, eventually ending up at the foot of Mount Fuji. There, the UFOs Alpha, Beta, and Gamma deployed King Caesar, along with Rodan and Anguirus, to face Godzilla in a tag team fight,
3-on-1.
kicking Anguirus through the air like a football. Ultimately, despite just witnessing Godzilla knock out his comrades simultaneously, Caesar met his defeat after unwisely deciding to charge the King of the Monsters on his own. Having opted to spare the trio instead of destroying them, Godzilla continued on his way. King Caesar additionally appeared in Godzilla Island.
Okay, this is funny. I like this.
His mystical reputation in the show, training Godzilla to defeat Gigan through meditation.
Godzilla Island. If you're not familiar, Godzilla Island is a show or miniseries, I believe, where it's literally just a whole bunch. It's stories on Monster Island. So like you have all the different kaiju, but they're not portrayed by suits. They're portrayed by action figures, which is really funny to me. Which is really, really funny to me. I dig it.
Enable aimbot.
And exercising the ghost of Space Godzilla from his body with a giant Ofuda. his son young Caesar and daughter Miarabi are also main characters in the web series Godziban. Harkening back to Final Wars,
that sure is a design choice, Toho.
Competing with Godzilla-kun in soccer, but Miarabi turns out to be a better kicker.
That sure is a design
she
choice.
Has a mutual crush on Godzilla-kun, much beyond Caesar's despair.
It's not even stop motion, it's just someone holding the toys out. Yeah.
To amplify and reflect beam attacks back at his opponent using his prism eyes, the reflected beam being an order of magnitude stronger. This ability was a holdover from King Bulgan, who could also deflect attacks with his scales and fire a golden magma breath from his mouth. Since the
That's a neat ability. Honestly, I dig that. That's a neat ability.
Some more recent pieces of media have modified them or given him more traditional beam attacks. Caesar has breath weapons in Godzilla Island and the mobile game Godzilla Defense Force, and solar-powered laser eyes in Godzilla Unleashed. His bio in Unleashed suggests he has more wide-ranging energy absorption abilities, but that isn't reflected in gameplay.
So it's a Wobbuffet, kind of, yeah.
However, it ended up describing the Caesar in Godzilla, Monsters and Protectors, All Hail the King, pretty well. King Caesar otherwise tends to fight tooth and nail.
The Godzilla comics are awesome, by the way. They're really good.
To the PC
They're
game
really
Godzilla
good.
Movie Studio Tour, the Showa Caesar could jump up to 1,000 meters into the air.
Jesus!
This isn't displayed in the film. In Godzilla Final Wars, he leaps through the air and performs impressive flips off nearby rock formations. His signature abilities in the film are a tackle break and a scissor kick called the Flying Caesar attack. In Unleashed, he gains a slew of other acrobatic techniques.
Look at that! Look at that!
Lightning kick, handstand, scissor kick, and backflip.
See, I love kaiju that are massive, but are super, super agile. And I think that's why I like King Caesar so much. Oh my god, that rules.
Hail combo. Also, Kuronuma remarks during Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla that Caesar could rouse other monsters too if he's allowed to awaken. In the English dub, this line is changed to,
"We'll be in trouble if King Caesar brings other monsters to life."
Either way, this ability is never elaborated on.
Liu Kang. He would be broken if he was in the WWE, yes.
A very lanky King Caesar appears in the monthly Shonen Champion manga adaptation of Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, intervening in Godzilla's second bout with Mechagodzilla at a pivotal moment, and destroying the Black Hole Planet 3 alien space himself. Aside from that, there's like a cameo in Ryu Hariken's Monster Warrior Godzilla story from 1990, and a couple of Godzilla comic strips around 93. There's more love for him across the pond.
Yeah, King Caesar has a big role in the Western comics. Godzilla, that comic series, by the way, Godzilla Rulers of Earth, real good. Real good.
It was introduced via a flashback witnessed by the character Lucy Kasparov, which demonstrated how he once acted as the ancient guardian of mankind, only to fall into conflict with Megalon. Megalon and Caesar's battle destroyed the ancient world, and Caesar disappeared. In the present day, he was awakened by members of the counter-kaiju reaction forces at the behest of the Shobijin.
It's the ears and the fur. I can see that, Perso. I can see
Caesar
that.
was confronted by Batra before several trilopods arrived. Batra retreated, leaving the Guardian Beast at their mercy. He managed to kill a few of the creatures before allowing himself to be captured and imprisoned inside their hive, where many of Earth's other monsters had been taken. When Godzilla battled the trilopods in Los Angeles, Caesar led the Earth monsters in escaping from the hive and launching a counterattack against the invaders. He was one of the monsters to confront the colossal Megita after the trilopods were destroyed.
Death battles in Godzilla vs. Gamera and Dragon Sword vs. Mechagodzilla. I've seen at least one of those fetch, yeah. Also, yo, shout out to Jet Jaguar. Listen, I unironically love Jet Jaguar, okay? I unironically love Jet Jaguar. He's dumb looking, but that's kind of why I love him.
That's saved. See?
Oh, the giant spider? Yeah, that's Kumonga, right? That's Kumonga, I believe is his name. He's a neutral party. At the very least, he's a neutral party in the comic series Godzilla Rulers of Earth. He's just one of the kaiju that just happen to live natively on the planet Earth.
Certainly other monsters followed the victorious Godzilla as he swam out to sea. King Caesar was also one of the monsters inhabiting an alternate dimension in the miniseries Godzilla Oblivion, who was released into the primary dimension via a portal. While the other monsters fought and caused destruction, he decided to wander off and build himself
just vibe and look at him.
Destroyed buildings to sit on. In the final issue of Godzilla Rage Across Time,
this streaming this video is really just showing me how many monsters destroy all monsters Melee was missing. Yeah, I think it was a licensing issue. They could only get like a certain number of monsters ready for that game, I believe.
Where he joined forces with Godzilla to drive off King Ghidorah. In a twist on the usual kaiju team-up, Godzilla and Caesar then began fighting as the two kids they were linked to psychically couldn't stand each other. It all ends happily, of course.
That's cute.
Caesar isn't confirmed to be in the upcoming final installment of the Monsters and Protectors series, but you'll know once it's out. Caesar is part of a select group of trademark Toho kaiju who had 0 novel appearances until the Godzilla anime prequels came along.
Yeah.
In his case, he was in Project Mechagodzilla. Once the Guardian of Okinawa, he suddenly appeared to confront Megalon.
Those Godzilla anime movies, by the way, I thought they were alright. Like Godzilla Earth, I thought they were fine. I thought they were pretty damn cool, honestly.
King Caesar made his video game debut in the 1992 Super Nintendo crossover game Battle Soccer Champions of the Field, and was a fairly regular presence in Godzilla games for the rest of the decade. His two biggest roles in 21st century games have been
Kumonga was on the heroic side to destroy all monsters with everyone else. Yes, you're right.
Like a hybrid of his 1974 and 2004 designs, and Godzilla Battle Line.
Hey, explosive ramen noodles!
His absurdly powerful rushing attack makes him a menace to most land units. Godzilla Kaiju Collection and Godzilla Defense
we're not doing a media share today, but I think the next Just Chatting stream we'll do a
young Caesar and Mia Rabi from Godziban.
We'll do a media share. But if you want to at the very least drop the link for me so I can bookmark it, go right ahead.
Super deformed,
go right ahead.
Oddly colored illustrations of Toho Tokusatsu characters, along with some, I guess you could call them OCs, such as Full Metal Gigan and Mecha Megalon.
Megalon? Oh my god.
Armor King Caesar are the relevant derivatives for this profile.
That's hilarious. Oh my goodness.
And 55 meters tall, respectively. Kinda cool, eh? Yeah, there's nothing else to say about them. Despite the name Toy Card, these didn't come with figures or anything of the like. They were manufactured by IMS rather than, say, Bandai. But Bandai Japan, naturally, did release an 8-inch King Caesar soft vinyl figure back in 1993 as part of the Godzilla collection.
Oh yeah, no worries, explosive ramen noodles. I get you.
At least it's not as hideously off-model as the Godzilla collection Gigan.
Oh god.
This mold will be shrunk
that's bad.
Bandai's Toho
That's real bad.
Godzilla Island and Movie Monster series lines between 1997 and 2003, but remained pretty much unaltered aside from
I love that just slapping Mecha on the front makes it a new and scarier monster. Yeah.
Toy collectors everywhere by releasing a figure of 2013.
That's what Toho did a lot,
much better
actually.
Sadly,
even explains Mecha King Ghidorah
for a classic G Kaiju that the American division of Bandai would manufacture before they basically gave up.
I freaking love Mecha King Ghidorah, by the way. It's so good.
As we all know, by 2020, Playmates would take up the mantle of making new classic Godzilla toys over in the States.
Well, rip.
While the 2014 movie made
How has nobody made this part? I will definitely check that out, Explosive Ramen Noodles. I do appreciate that. Thanks, buddy.
They re-released Bandai America's King Caesar sculpt for the Movie Monster EX subline. 44 years after the release of
Galaxy, appreciate
that. Tsuburaya Productions will create their own Shisa Kaiju as a sort of homage to King Caesar in the form of Gokulu Shisa, who debuted in Ultraman Geed the movie Connect the Wishes.
Yeah!
Like King Caesar, Gokulu Shisa is depicted as the guardian of Okinawa, but is of alien origin, having been sent to Earth to protect
the Ultraman Geed movie.
He even has a modified King Caesar role and spends most of his screen time fighting off the Galatrons, an army of alien robots that look like dinosaurs.
God, Tsuburaya is so good.
Given love of celebrating Monster's 50th birthdays, we can expect some love for King Caesar next year. But for now,
I hope so.
Thanks for watching.
I hope so. You've asked me, King Caesar. I think King Caesar needs more love. Like, legitimately, I feel like King Caesar needs more love.